live yet. I'm like, hello, I forgot to hit something. Hello, and we are live. It seems like forever that we've done this, but probably not. Probably just what? Maybe the week I came and I moved in. I don't know. Anyway, hello. Happy to everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy August 27, 2023. There's so much going on with our energy, our planets, but and not but. This is Kitty's new way of doing things. I've been trying to implement the and not but, and she's got a real logical explanation to that. If she wants to share that, she's welcome to. And as she does, she's going to share that, and she's also going to just talk a little bit about the title for today as I go and make sure we are streaming where we need to be streaming. So, Kitty, share a little bit about why we use "and" as opposed to "but."
Well, it's what's very funny is Spirit has a great sense of humor. So I've been talking about and but. When you say and, you are comparing things. When you say but, you are saying this but not that. So you kind of negate what's ahead of that. And almost always, and the other one is or. And or is, of course, about a choice. And so and is always correct, even a but where you're talking about it is both things. But often people will use, oh, he was really funny, but I didn't. And as soon as you say but, you negate the first sentence. So if you try in your vocabulary, not try, let's not use that word. If you replace and but, use and or, then you really start paying attention. Is that really what I meant? And you start also neutralizing, taking things personally, making assumptions. I really was triggered and I felt like I wasn't being listened to. Those are both true. If I say, but I wasn't being listened to, I somehow don't take the responsibility for my activation. So that's one reason to take a look at it. So Spirit has a wicked sense of humor because all of a sudden, and I posted it on my personal page, they showed the people who did, do you remember when you were younger, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Or I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Well, they actually had a video of making conjunction, junction, and they talk about and, or but. And I just started laughing. I'm like, okay, Spirit, thanks very much, because I've been talking about this. I got to see the video of the gentleman who sang the original conjunction, junction, what's your function? So
there you have it. So we are streaming live on Twitter, we are on YouTube, and for whatever the reasons are, and I'm sure we are on Facebook, but my internet's a little funky right now. So if we are there and anyone is there, just say hello, let us know you are. And eventually, I'm hoping that I will be able to see it on my page as well. But for right now, it's just not working. Anyways, but I'm sure it's there because it's everywhere. So our title today is, and because I don't have my small screen up and I can't see it on the top, Kitty, what's our title?
I don't know. You didn't have it on the top.
Oh, I do have it on the top. We do have it. The title is Saturn in Pisces Blue Supermoon. It's on top.
It's not showing up on mine this time. Isn't that funny?
Oh, that is funny. Yes.
All I got is live 3.58 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to make my screen small in order to see the title, but I usually like to keep my screen big, unless I'm checking for comments. Then I make the screen small.
All right.
Oh, so we are on Facebook. Hello, folks. We are there.
So Joanne said, we just talked about this. Let's go play tomorrow night. And she said, come up with a title. And it's so interesting. So today's astrology was all about all of the earth energies in a conversation, our Taurus and our Virgo in a conversation with the moon, and then the sun, which is in Virgo, in a flip-flop energy back and forth with Saturn, the planet of and so there is a lot that's about our structures, about the pieces. This is a time where we've got a big puzzle box. And this particular time is we're building, taking the pieces out, and what we're finding is some of our beliefs aren't part of our picture anymore of what we want to build. And so we have Saturn, which is retrograde in Pisces, so it's like a power washer. And so Saturn itself is making an appearance with this blue moon and the supermoon, the third of 4 supermoons in a row. So, and for those people who don't understand, it's an unusual thing to have a supermoon because it's about the Earth, where the moon is, and the sun. So it's somewhat unusual to have a supermoon. And then to have a blue moon is unusual. It's either the second full moon in a month, or if there are 4 full moons in a season, it's the third of the 4. But to have them fall at the same time is the numbers, the odds are much more stringent. It's much more of a crapshoot, basically, folks. And so, and meanwhile, in the midst of this, Saturn is in its closest placement this year to the sun and the earth. And on the night of the 30th, when the sun goes down, Saturn rises and will be there all night. And when the sun comes up, that's when we'll stop seeing Saturn. And we will actually be able to see the rings if you have the right. So in the midst of this big Pisces full moon, we have Saturn in Pisces, that restricted power washer potential that wants to blow through and show us emotionally, structurally, what we're shining the light upon. And we have this supermoon, so it's closest as it can be. So it's very intensely personal because our moon is our personal side. So it's quite the emotional period of time. It's about the structures we're in, and because of the Capricorn Saturn piece that is so influential. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to look.
As Kitty is looking, what I'd like to add to everything Kitty just shared, when we think about this, unlike, I like to refer to it as a once in a lifetime energy, because we do have the supermoon, we have the conjunction between Saturn and the moon that takes place actually on the 30th, and on the 31st when we have that blue moon, which happens every 2.7 years. Now, this particular energy is really a once in a lifetime experience. This is not going to happen again in our lifetime, where we get the moon and Saturn in Pisces at the same time. So this is why it's such a once in a lifetime phenomena for every one of us. And also taking note to where all this energy actually fits in one's chart is going to really be the theme and the navigation piece. So I'm going to bring it back to Kitty because I know she's got that information she was looking for. So what was that you were looking for, Kitty?
Well, first of all, the full moon is at 9:36 p.m. Very, very galactic numbers, 3, 6, and 9, which makes it a 9. Anyway,
now it's not 9:35 a.m. because I have it as a.m.
No, 9:36 p.m.
Oh, that's so weird. Again, one of those what we like to call confusions that take place, because
I actually sent you a note about it because somebody else asked that question in our group, and I looked it up 2 different ways. It is 9:36 p.m. At 9:56 a.m. the moon moves into Pisces. So
what was the time the moon moves into Pisces?
9:56 a.m.
9:56 a.m. All right. Well, somewhere along the line, again, as we always say, there's always some confusion somewhere. So it's 9:36 p.m. at Eastern time on is when the moon itself is the fullest. Is that correct?
Yes, it is when that alignment happens that it's considered the apex of the full moon. 9:36 p.m.
Yes.
p.m. And then we have that Saturn conjunction at, get this number, 3:33 p.m.
Ooh, we like that number.
Yeah, that's the conjunction. That is exactly when it is conjunct. And um,
And let
the
me just talk a little bit on that number because that is a very strong number, especially for a conjunction. That's 333 for those of you who are into numerology. For one, it's an angel number. So it's a reminder that the angels, your spiritual gateway, will be open at that time frame when we experience this conjunction between Saturn and the moon, helping you because when we talk about Saturn, it's about your your foundation, your boundaries, your reset. So this is a great time at that time to start reflecting on how you would like your angels to help you out in this process of whatever it is you're looking to reset. And as Kitty said before, some of our beliefs that we were very strong to holding on to for many, many years, you may find that no longer align with your energy at this point in time. And that might be the very thing you might be resetting.
it's such an interesting thing too, because this is the focus of the dreams. So this is the structure of your dreams, that the light, because this is the full moon, is being shown upon. So as that conjunction happens, Saturn in Pisces, Saturn is not horribly comfortable in Pisces. Um, but it is about the structure, the potential of your dreams. Meanwhile, the light from this Pisces moon, which is also dreaming, is showing you what are the things in the way of the structure of your dreams, the potential for your dreams. It's real specific. And here we have a blue moon. And of course, a blue moon in its rarity is the color blue. It's the moon itself isn't blue, but because that's the aura, that's about your third eye, intuition, all of those things. It's about what is tomorrow is such a day for quietly, especially in reflecting what are my dreams, what am I being told about my dreams, including just holding still. So get opening. I am open with no expectations, no limitations. I am the outcome. How do I hold this space to let this happen, this potential for focusing my dreams?
Yes. And when we think about the moon's energy, just as Kitty is saying, we start to feel this energy 3 days before the actual, I'm going to use the word event of it. And then we also feel the energy 3 days afterwards. So there is almost like a 6 or 7 day period where every one of us are starting to feel. Again, moon is how do I feel? And wherever your moon, whatever sign your moon is in, is going to, again, that's going to be the emphasis for you. For me, even though my moon is not in Pisces, my sun energy is in Pisces, my Venus and my North Node are in Pisces. So for me, this is a big moon's energy in reference to how I feel about all of that energy. And we all know by now that my moon is in Aquarius because I'm always bragging about how my moon's in Aquarius, especially when we just recently had that moon's energy in Aquarius. And Kitty, your moon's what? Your Leo moon, yes?
I am a Leo moon. I want to touch, though, the fact that you have that Virgo Pisces access for your nodes, just as I do, only ours are reversed, is really being lit up on this particular date. And 936, guys, is very cosmic number. I'm talking galactic. It is beyond how we measure in nature. So there's something about the beyond in this energy. And full moons are give forgiveness, look at gratitude, and let the light shine upon what it is you are to let go of. And this is shining the light upon the dreams, what you want in your dreams, and the things, because of this Virgo sun that we've got also happening, the little pieces of what am I letting go of. And that's why our nodal access, both of ours, is very lit up, being shaken as to what that means.
Yes, and that holds true for anybody else who has their nodal access in either Virgo or Pisces. So it's
right.
not just me and I, it's anybody who also has theirs, whether it's your node in Pisces and your south node in Virgo, or the reverse, which is what Kitty and I have, which is why Kitty and I play so well together, because we are little opposites.
And with the world's nodal axis in that Aries, it's about starting stuff. It is definitely that feeling of, including starting to let go of those things that are not serving me. That's
Yeah.
a big piece of this. It's because of the Virgo energy. It's very practical.
Kitty, I just had a aha moment, and I don't know, maybe you knew this a while back, but I just literally right now just have had an aha, and that aha is, as we just talked about, I have the Aquarius moon, you have the Leo moon, and
Yes.
those are oppositions of each other.
Yes.
Hello.
There's the whole gambit about private energy, and of course your moon is also the part to nurture, and that's the access we nurture. Very creative access, very much about creative private energy. Yours is about the collective, mine's about the individual. Yeah, and so it's a very interesting. I can, I'm overusing that word, so I need anybody who's got a suggestion for the word interesting. Interesting is neutral to me. It means I'm engaged. So rather than I'm staying away from words that I have judgments around. Perhaps you have a judgment around interesting. That's the whole thing with our language, is we have a whole set of beliefs around words, and which is why, interestingly enough, the artist part of our personality is so needed, and Virgo's very creative, so that we don't assign it words, we assign it the energy.
Yes. Well,
So
here's a fun word that we can use, maybe in addition to interesting, we can use fantastic. That the information is fantastic or intriguing, as opposed to always
I
interesting.
like intriguing. The thing about fantastic for me is it's a judgment, and intriguing isn't, though. Intriguing's about the engagement of it. That's why
There you go.
interesting,
So now you
activation.
can
Yeah.
you can play back and forth with interesting and intriguing.
Yes. And
There you
this
go.
is, I would say, intriguing time. Like, how is this going to unfold? And it's amazing out there how many people are giving us answers. And inside, I'm going, I don't know how you're so sure, unless somebody's handed you a map, and then there's always a ribbon of truth in what they're saying, but there's somewhat, excuse me, and I'm very tired these days. Ask Joanne. This time last night, I was like, late. My husband's like, you are sleeping all the time. I freaking am. The energy is like that right now.
Well, the energy is very, very strong, very powerful energy, and because a lot of that energy that the collective is feeling, you're literally feeling it personally because it's literally sitting in your home. And those of us who do have, if your sun or moon or risings in Pisces right now, your Saturn's in Pisces, you're going to be feeling this.
Especially if your Saturn's in Pisces, because you're in the window of your Saturn return. And a Saturn return is all about your restructuring. So you are feeling it more. And it's interesting to me, we've had this dip back into Capricorn for Pluto, and we're starting to see some of the things reappear about some of the COVID stuff. Some things are being revisited in our structures very much before we head back into that Aquarian Pluto energy. So that's hanging out here, because of where Pluto dipped back into this Capricorn energy, the structured energy. Yes. And because our Saturn rules Capricorn, is sitting here with this full moon showing its rings, its new structures, it's all of these pieces. There's a transformation of that energy that's happening because of where Pluto is. Then, of course, tomorrow we have Uranus going retrograde, or Uranus. Yeah.
Yes, I call it Uranus. She calls it Eunice. We all have a different name.
I actually call it Uranus. It was Dan Rather that started calling it Uranus. I'm like, did you not like that word?
Yes.
So, and it's at 10:39 p.m. So it's kind of coming into this window with all of this Saturn as we and it's retrograde. And then we have Mercury comes out, but then we have yet more planets going in. So
Yes. Yeah. Now Uranus retrogrades in Taurus. Yeah, Taurus, correct?
yes, it is retrograde in Taurus. It's
Yes.
going to be in Taurus for a long time. It's been in for a long time. We have Jupiter that goes retrograde in Taurus on the 4th, just after Mercury goes direct. So,
Yes.
yeah, so there's just a lot of, and when things are retrograde, it's about the internal restructuring.
And that's tomorrow, August 28th tomorrow?
Yes, August 28th is Uranus going retrograde at 10:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What an interesting number that is when we think about that one, 1039. That works out to be a 4 energy. When we think of that, which is when I like to refer to the 4 is 3 areas of your home, your shelter, your work, your body. I always like to refer to Uranus as the midlife crisis planet. That's why I call Uranus the midlife crisis planet. It's also the awakening planet. How we're going to wake up in our relationships, because Taurus is about the relationships. And well, we are all, I mean, I think there's many of us who are in that space right now, dealing with relationships and evaluating them. And as you said earlier, our belief system, what works, what doesn't.
Well, and Uranus is that ruler of that Aquarian energy, which was the last full moon that we are bringing forth. So there's a lot of related pieces, and how they fall together has a lot to do with your map and what you're doing with it at the moment. But
and when Kitty says your map, Kitty, elaborate on that a little bit, because there might be some new folks who are watching and they might be sitting there saying, what does she mean by the map?
Your map is your natal chart. So when you are born, it doesn't mean it's a predestined. It just means these are the roads you can take. These are the energies you can use. And it's about your tool. It's about your story. It tells you kind of the story of your play. So it's kind of the map. It's the running the scenes. It's all of those things. So
yes. And Kitty, you have your chart there?
Do I have my chart there?
Not that you need your chart, because I'm sure you know your chart by heart. Where's your Uranus on your chart?
Oh, where else would it be? Scorpio.
What house?
Well, actually, it's in the 8th house. It is actually in Leo with my moon. So.
Yes.
And then I have Pluto. And in that 8th house, I have Pluto with Virgo with my North Node. So that's a pretty packed 8th house.
Yes. Let's see, my Uranus, where the hell is Uranus on my chart? Mine's in Libra. Isn't that something?
In what house?
That's what I'm looking at. Give me a sec. Gotta find it. I'm trying to read without my glasses. Oh, in the 4th house. Hello.
Yes. Gee, wow. Surprise.
Wow. Kitty and I could have played the lotto and said that one. We probably would be living in a lot of. Yeah.
So there is a real difference that's happening,
Yes. So what not necessarily can, but yeah, I'm going to use the word can. What can everyone do to really benefit from this amazing supermoon, blue moon, Saturn conjunction with the moon and all this energy? What can they do to get themselves prepared, ready to go?
My guides are saying, watch a comedy, laugh. Keep that vibration of the structure and the focus light. So that's the energy, because you're shining the light in this Pisces of the dream. And so live tomorrow, or live the 29th and 30th, especially as the life you want to be. Not, so laugh, watch the comedies, go for a walk, do all the things that are lighter in life, so that as this blue supermoon happens, that's the frequency you're attracting. They're very clear about that. Laugh.
Yeah. So as I hear them say, and they're saying it to me, but I'm going to share it out as well. Don't take life so seriously right now.
Yes.
Is what I'm hearing, which is why you want to laugh, why you want to go and watch a funny movie, why you want to just be in the now and just enjoy what is going on right now without putting your focus on things that may not be going on for you right now.
Well, and because it's Virgo, little things will arise. So, which little things are you going to pay attention to? The bird, the black and white butterfly, or this guy you think cut you off? Um,
Oh, I think I like to go with the black and white butterfly.
yes, I've been watching one for a couple days. I think that's why they are talking about the lighter side, because Saturn itself is restriction, and you have a blue moon, so this is a rarity. So there's all of these lights that are being shined upon dreams, and it's like perhaps some of the dreams you might have had aren't really yours. You have pieces of somebody else's puzzle. So that's why don't take yourself, I love that. Don't take yourself seriously. Laugh. Watch the comedy. Go get the flowers. Sit outside in the sun. Sing a silly song from your childhood. For some reason, songs have been finding me from my childhood, like Conjunction Junction. Just it's that lightness of, you can kick and scream, or you can just go with this, and um, that's what I would say for this, because that's what they're saying. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I keep singing Elmo's World. As I'm driving my car and I'm looking for parking, I just sing Elmo's World. I find like that's what comes out of my head. I'm like, Elmo's World. Okay, we're in Elmo's World. Elmo's World is going to help me find a spot. All right, I'm going to use my little Elmo friend to help me find a spot. And sure enough, I did.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, Virgo is a very diligent energy. And so is this Pluto and Capricorn, which of course is being lit up because of the Saturn. And they're very diligent energies. They're always looking to transform, always looking for the pieces. So transform the fun pieces. Like, yeah, I would say on the 30th and 31st, take a break from a decision. Don't, it's not a day to get down and dirty and wrestle with life's problems. It's a day to stay in the expanded energy. That's the frequency.
Exactly. And as most rituals, theoretically, we're guided not to actually do a ritual on the actual day of the full moon in itself. You could do rituals before and you could do rituals after, but no matter what the moon is, whether it's a blue moon or a regular moon, the full moon's energy is so potent the day that it's the fullest that it's actually advised not to do any type of rituals on that particular time frame when it's the most potent. Do before, do after, which leads us right into an invitation that I have that both Kitty and I are doing together on August. Yeah, August. We are still in August. Totally forgetting my months here. On August 30th, Kitty and
Hasn't August seemed really long?
Yes. All the other months sort of flew by, and August is like, it's like, okay. Now I have little Smurf schemes in my head. Anyway, so here's an invitation for anyone who is watching this. If you're interested in coming and joining Kitty and I on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we are coming together, and we are going to come together in a super blue moon meditation where we're going to be sharing insight based on the placements of your 8th house, Pluto's energy as well, Scorpio's energy, what your numerology insight is going to be for that particular day in itself, and just bringing everything into order for that particular. I'm sorry, I got two events tied up together in my head. We're gonna erase all of that, and I'm gonna say what we're doing on the super blue moon, everything I just said, and we're gonna focus in on the 12th house energy, Pisces energy, and Saturn's energy, because I literally had 2 events in my head at one time right now. It's like, wait a minute, that does not sound right. So that's what Kitty and I are going to be doing. There'll be a guided meditation to bring us in alignment to this amazing energy. So should you wish to join the invitation, feel free to reach out to either Kitty or I, and we'll send you the actual link to the invitation. There is a small investment behind it. You'll get all that information at that time. And we'll have a lot of fun in the time that we are together. And of course, Kitty and I will let you know if you're not familiar with your natal chart. Just have your natal chart with you, so this way here you can understand what's going on in your 12th house. What do you have in Pisces? What's in your 12th house, and where is Saturn in your chart, and how is all this coming together for you?
And that's a really good point. Because this is Pisces, this is 12th house energy. And what folks to know is Pisces is the house of dreams. It's the Christ consciousness. It's the, in its expanded form, in its denser form, can be suffering. And that's the part to know, because it's the house of bringing from the unconscious to the conscious, the house of secrets. And so in this moon, secrets may step forward. That's one reason why I think they're saying keep it light. Other people's secrets may show up, or yours, or things will be revisited. Laughing at what they are and perhaps the importance we once had for them becomes really important. The other emotion that will be around is bittersweet. And so that I think that's why they're saying laugh, don't take yourself seriously. Pay attention to all the smaller parts, where you've come, what the light is shining. You can finally pieces. Some things are coming up these days just so you can say, hey, look how far I've come.
Exactly. In fact, I actually just wrote that. I was working on an article today and doing a providing insight for full cut spread, and I forget which sign it was that I wrote it for, which house, actually, not sign, which house it was, but it was really about be your own cheerleader. Applaud yourself for whatever small or big achievements you've accomplished up until now, as opposed to expecting others to applaud you. Let go of your shame and guilt about whatever it is that you've done to get to where you are now, so you can be your own cheerleader. Most of the time, what happens to many is that we do not praise ourselves because we either feel ashamed about what it is we're doing, or we feel like, oh, I shouldn't put it out there and let everybody know all the things I've been doing, because people are going to think I'm just like gloating. Gloat. Be your cheerleader. If you don't cheer yourself on, why would anybody else cheer you on? So here's a time to cheer yourself up. Whatever you have accomplished.
Yeah, also that compassion for yourself, that you might not know why I'm feeling this. So let me just have compassion that I'm feeling it, that this is what's coming up for me. So it's important.
I think Kitty was reading my notes from my card spread, because that's exactly what I wrote in there. With that whole thing about being your own cheerleader, you have to be compassionate with yourself as well, because again, not everybody is going to cheer you on for whatever it is you have accomplished. I know for me, and I've said this to Kitty, I'm going to make her blush again, but that's okay. Kitty has been one of my biggest cheerleaders in the last, oh my God, what has it been now? 6 months. That's cheering me on, where I know I can call her and say, hey, Kitty, this is what I did today. And she's like right there with her little pom-poms, cheering me on and supporting me on my journey that I'm on. And having that is very helpful for me, because it keeps me going. It's motivating me to do what I got to do. So I appreciate that.
And that's important in this moon too. Find the people who are going to help you laugh. It's not a challenge to sit with all the, excuse the expression, puss faces and say, oh, you don't understand. This isn't about superiority. This is about camaraderie. Laugh, laugh. I do want to.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I want to make sure I talk about October 4th.
Oh, what's October 4th?
So October 4th, this is not an astrological, but somehow this is related to this moon for me. Spirit hasn't quite filled me in as to why. There is a national test of the emergency broadcasting system, first one ever of the entire system. So all your computers, all of your phones, all of anything that tones out, police stations, all of it are going to tone at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So first of all, it's going to be noisy, but what an amazing vibration of a tone that if you can add to that energy, or at least turn it off, if you don't want to be swept away, just be aware of it.
So this is October 4th?
2:20, it's a Wednesday.
2:20. So when you think about that time, that's Eastern time PM, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So when you think about that time, that 2:20, it's 22. It's the master builder. So what are all those? The word I'm hearing is sirens. The sirens. What's all that noise going to help us build? And what I'm actually hearing is how those sirens are going to tap in to our frequencies. So helping us for our frequencies to be elevated
Well,
is what I'm hearing.
it's like the number generator computers. When 9/11 happened, they actually had the closest pattern they've ever had to people paying attention to the same thing, the focus. So this is going to be through our ears. That tone is going to cause the attention of millions of people, millions and millions, all at the same time. So there's a tapping into that sounds very powerful in helping hold the space we want to hold.
Yes. And to go even deeper into this whole date, like we have October, which is I could do it two ways. I could look at say October as the first, which is that one energy, which is that new way of doing things. But because October carries that 10 vibration from the 10th month, it's also about our soul's purpose, our soul's being. And then you have your 4, which is again our home, healing, nurturing our body. Take those two numbers together, we get a 5. So this is massive change. What this energy, this sound, yes.
I mean, that's literally what I think I'm going to do.
Yes.
Can you hear that?
Loud and clear.
Okay. To add to that kind of steering of that vibration with intention, because a lot of what we're doing right now is about the intention to be in the consciousness of it. Mm-hmm. And since we know that this is a human being in the United States, at least a human being turn to the same, our focus, why not tap into that?
Now, how long is this going to actually take place? This going to be
it's
like
only
a minute?
It's only a minute or two, but it's the first time it has been done nationally. It's because in Maui it failed, and they have decided they want this to be seen and to be heard. So.
So I would be curious to know if it does go for the 2 minutes, which would put us at 2:22.
Right.
And if it does, that's another number. That's a real high vibration number. But we'll talk about that at that point, should it go for the 2 minutes, because that's a whole magnificent number.
And interestingly enough, Mercury that night moves into Libra. And at 11:33, the moon at that point it's in Gemini, is conjunct Mars.
Wow.
And Mars will be in Libra at that point.
Yes. So that's 11:33.
Yep.
The moon moves into Mercury, you just said?
No, the moon is in Gemini, is trine Mars in Libra at that moment. So there is something is happening in that moment with our very private energy of experience and communication with Mars in Libra, which is not its favorite placement, and some kind of will to balance. So why not take the sound to help balance? Mercury moves into Libra at 8:09 p.m. that night. So it will be in Virgo still. So
8:09.
Yes. So that's the kind of energies of that day for that tone. That's very interesting to me.
Yes, yeah, it is. We'll have to definitely,
and
as we get closer to that date, we'll have to have another live and talk about that again.
I just, Spirit's talking to me about it, and I'm like, how interesting how intriguing the idea that focus will call all of our attention at once. So what if we said, I'm sending love? What if we sang Om? What if we did all, held that space in a very conscious evolutionary level? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that would be
Use,
fun.
use other tones.
Yes. Do you want to pull a card or two? Do you have the cards with you?
I have cards with me.
Excellent. I've already shuffled my deck, so I'm going to just pull the very first one. And it's so interesting on the first card that shows up. Unconditional love. Which I think is so perfect. Especially for the October 4th event, where we can bring out that unconditional love for self and others. The orange energy is about the sacral, which is, again, when we think of the Saturn energy, the Saturn conjunction with the moon, about reviewing your belief system and letting go of what no longer serves your belief system. That's that sacral energy. That's about allowing yourself to let go of the judgment, let go of the shame, let go of any blame that you might have been carrying since Lord knows when. It's an opportunity for that, just to allow yourself to be in that unconditional space of love. 9 and 6 is back to our healing. We're always working on healing. That's what we're here to do. We are here to raise our frequency enough that we can heal from whatever it is, and know that, yes, there's many people on this earth that have contracts for whatever the illness or diseases they have contracts for. But that's that process of constant healing, sending out healing for all of us. So we can all just be in that space of our highest vibration of whatever that is for each person. So that's our first card for the day.
Well, I got 3 that came out because they're about this whole message with the moon and up until the 4th. And interestingly enough, they add to 6. The first 2 that came out were Earth and Air. This is Beyond Lemuria deck.
Nice.
Okay. And what came with it was Reclaim Your Energy. So in this very emotional energy that's coming, along with this Saturn energy that's very emotional, it is about Earth and Air. What are my thoughts? How do I stay here in this world and reclaim the energy I want from this? This is what this moon is showing you.
I love that. I love that. And I'm going to pull one more. Transformation.
Beautiful.
Transformation. And the
look,
color.
it's a 9.
Yes. We're back to that 9, transformation. Solar plex energy, again, allowing yourself to trust that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Whatever it is you are working on, you're exactly where you need to be working on. And learning just to be in that space so you can let go of what you no longer need. Like when you're looking through your closets and you're holding on to, and this is really a message from me, you're holding on to things just because you like them. You haven't worn them in 4 seasons. Maybe you haven't worn them in 13 years. This is a good time to get those bags out and put those things into Goodwill and get rid of them. So you can let the energy around you start to clear as well. Because as you declutter your external space, that also helps you to declutter your internal space as well. So major transformations are coming through with this energy we have through the supermoon, the blue moon, this powerful energy between Saturn, Pisces, and your 12th house. So again, those who are interested in
things are
joining
coming
live,
from unconscious here.
yes.
So
yes.
it doesn't.
The
they're not necessarily facts.
Yes, the
That's
truth
yeah.
shall show itself. The truth shall show itself. And even though Kitty uses a different term, problem solving. What is it you want to resolve? What is it that you want to be able to speak your truth on so you can resolve whatever the issues are? You will be in the space to want to speak up, say your piece, as opposed to muddling it down and hoping that it will just go away. Your truth. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to others. And use this energy for your most highest good. And enjoy this energy. And as Kitty said from earlier, laugh, play. Don't take yourself so seriously over the next couple of days, because There's so much to be grateful for. Focus on that and look forward to October 4th.
Yes, look forward to it. And so my last card I got, which is absolutely perfect with it, is She of the Lotus. It's a 7. It's about abundance. It's about being able to sit with the purity, the enlightenment, the rebirth, and enjoy it, the joy, laughing, be the purity of innocence of childhood and playing. That's the energy we are trying to hold in this moon.
And Spirit is asking me to say this, put this out there. Spirit's like, well, what the hell happened to September? Yes, we don't want to forget September. Remember that September carries that 9 vibration because it's the 9th month. So this is a really big energy as we move into September to remind yourself about that 9. In numerology, it's about endings. What is coming to an end? It's about completion. What projects are you completing? And it's about your transformation. What and how are you transforming so you can move into all this powerful energy? So that's that September energy. It's a big energy for September. I like to believe too that when we think about September's energy in that 9, it really is the last month for the energy of the universal 7, because as we move into 10, the October energy, again, it's just based on that new way of doing things. Even though the new year starts in January, energetically, I always find the new energy starts in October. So September is really the final month of the last 9 months that we've experienced in 2023. So again, what are you ending? What are you completing? And how are you transforming?
So,
namaste.
namaste.
If you need to reach out to Kitty or I, our information's on the bottom. We do hope that you'll join us on the 30th for this amazing, amazing event that we're going to have, this once in a lifetime event that we will be having and sharing insight with each and every one of you. Feel free to email for that invitation, and we look forward to seeing you there. Until next time, when Kitty and I come to play again, which will be back again shortly. Namaste, everyone.